Hey everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, let's see. Let me share this. Can't even find my own group. Let's see. There it is. Okay. Tag friends. Okay, I think that's good. I don't see anyone yet. I hope that I'm actually on. Okay. Hey. I hope everyone is doing well this evening. We're here. It's day 30. Can you believe it? 30 days. Every day, 30 days, Boss Up Challenge in full effect. So you all know we're going a little long tonight because we got a lot to talk about because your work is not done. You know, I'm not sure if you all thought that the 30-day Boss Up Challenge would be over after 30 days. The official challenge is over, but your work is just beginning. So I guess that's good news and bad news. But I definitely want to commend everybody that actually made it through. So I'm going to get started. Let's see. First, let me turn this heat down. Okay. Tonight, I'm going to attempt something a little different. I'm going to actually bring on at least one person to, I guess, merge or have them bring on their video so that they can actually speak about what they've gotten out of the Boss Up Challenge. I'm going to do a couple things a little differently tonight, but thank you for all of my returning people. Anyone who's new, you're tuning in to day 30 of the 30-day Boss Up Challenge. Tonight is a special night because it does mark the end of the official challenge. All right. Since the beginning of all of this, we have 187 members in the Facebook group, Business Builder Basics, and we have 36 subscribers to the YouTube page. I'll take it. Thank you for everyone that showed some support, that gave a thumbs up, that shared the videos, that subscribed to the channel. Something as simple as that, you know, you don't know how much it means to the person on the other end who's putting in the work to actually attempt to do something new and different. For you, it may feel like it's something just simple, but for the person who is really trying to get subscribership, it means a lot, you know, when someone does something as simple as subscribe. So I definitely want to say thank you to everyone that supported me throughout this challenge. And I'm going to do acknowledgments tonight. And tonight, the acknowledgments are going to be very broad because really I would like to acknowledge all of you, everybody who actually committed to the challenge, and even those people who attempted to commit or even thought about committing but didn't fully commit. I'm going to acknowledge anyone who actually even watched a full video, one full video, because any of those things indicates that you at least took some time to consider what I'm talking about or to see what I'm talking about. So I definitely want to acknowledge everyone who took a step to try to see if entrepreneurship is for you. If bossing up is something that you're interested in, now may not be your time. you know, but it's like if you at least consider it, that's very commendable. So I want to acknowledge each and every person that took a step. Okay. So I'm also going to talk about some of the collaborations that came from the Boss Up Challenge. You know, I know that I wasn't going to get a whole lot of people showing up, you know, doing extraordinary things, making something from nothing. I didn't necessarily think I was going to see a lot of that. But even if you just get one or two people that show you that they're serious, that's one or two more people that you didn't know before you did this thing. So I feel really good about the collaborations I'm going to announce that were somewhat inspired by this Boss Up Challenge. And so first, this one really isn't so much a collaboration, but she did kind of collaborate with me in the spirit of seeking consultation. So I like to shout out Morality, Healthcare, Education, and Training, Christina Fox Williams. She's so far the only person who submitted a very formal business plan to me to review, and I did that. And also I did she needed help with the financial part, and I did a video on that and hope that she actually was able to do that. And I'm looking forward to seeing the remaining parts of that plan and working with her to try to make sure she gets this thing off the ground. So I'd like to commend her. I also would like to, I found out today that Shawnita Dawn actually reached out to Compliment Jewelry Corporation. And I don't know if you all remember, but I was telling people that Compliment Jewelry was actually looking for new partners, people to expand their original team, which was 2 founders. So they actually were looking for people that wanted to come forward and partner, and they were not requiring any investment of money. All they wanted was a person that's eager and energetic and ready to get out here and make some sales and have some ideas about how to expand the company, whether it be taking it to QVC, making an MLM out of it, or just something. They were looking for people, and I did not know until today that Shawnita Dawn actually reached out and said that she would like to be an ambassador for Compliment Jewelry Corporation. And so I think that's awesome. I'd also like to talk about Derek Perrin. Today he secured a contract with Progeny Enterprises for 6 properties for his lawn care service. And I'd say that's pretty substantial, and that definitely came through the Boss Up Challenge, because even though I've had this person as my Facebook friend for I don't know how long, and we even went to high school together, if it wasn't for this Boss Up Challenge, I would not have known that this man has such a business mind, that he was so intelligent, that he actually is very serious about what he was doing here the past 30 days. And so I really felt like, you know, it didn't matter that I already had someone that I was doing business with. I wanted to give him a shot because I felt like I want him to feel that he has gotten something from this Boss Up Challenge. So giving him the contract for the 6 properties, you know, well, it's 5 properties for the corporation, but then there's 1 that's a personal property. I just felt that that was a gesture to show him, I'm going to support you because you came and you supported me and you showed up. And so I want you to know that when you deal with me, when you spend time with me, you're going to notice you're going to have more money in the bank. That's what I wanted Derek to understand about his relationship with me. So congratulations on that, D1 Lawn Care Services. I also want to talk about Grace Naomi and her online boutique. Because of her participation in the Boss Up Challenge, she received $200 as a donation basically towards her business capital. And that was compliments of the Boss Up Challenge. Simply because I was inspired that this young woman took a lot of time to tune in almost every day. I saw her name nearly every day, and I really appreciated seeing a young woman trying to do something. And so I did. It wasn't even considered an investment because I have no expectation to own any part of that company, but I definitely wanted to support her in that. I'm going to mention LeSean McNair. She collaborated with me on two different things. One, me and her went really hard at pursuing the day trading. We got together, we went to a seminar, we are reading books, we're swapping information, we're buying stock, we're sharing tips with each other, we're learning together. And that was a collaboration that I can't say was inspired by the Boss Up Challenge entirely, because her and I have always talked about business ideas, but I feel like this gave us the platform to really like work steadily at it every day. And I know she's in boss up mode right now. She's ready for something different right now. So the other thing that she assisted me with was the conceptualization of a program that I want to do and a show that I want to have called The Diamond Factory. And I'll explain a little bit more about what that is later. So that was a collaboration that I felt did have, you know, a bit of inspiration from the Boss Up Challenge. I want to shout out Derek Perrin and Shawnita Dawn. Again, you already heard their names once. Now I'm telling you again that they actually are interested in potentially collaborating with the multimedia franchise, the Snidget Creative Group. And I think that it would be awesome if they could join forces and get that synergy thing going on. It would be really nice to see people get in at the ground level of something when it's nothing, when it's no money to be made, when it's just an idea and things are starting to happen at the ground level, but there's no real promise or guarantee of success. When you get in at the ground level like that, that's really something special, because you get to be a part of it and you get to help the success of it. You get to see it go from nothing to something. And I think that that's just beautiful when that happens. And we always need more good people. So I'm really happy that those two people are interested in joining or doing something with the Snidget Creative Group. Let's see. I have Arisha Brown, myself, Derek Perrin again, LeSean McNair again, and Shawnita Dawn. Those are all people that have expressed interest in joining a private investment group and forming a private small investment group where we pool our money together and we go at the stock market and learn the ropes and take risk and see what we can do. People that are willing to, come up with a small sum of money each month to throw at the market, try to do the day trading thing and see how that works out. So I'm very happy. This Boss Up Challenge basically is how these people came together to be talking routinely about these kind of things. So that makes me really happy, because I feel like without the likes, without the subscribership, what's most important is that people are doing things, right? Now, of course, I have my agenda ultimately that I would like to see for my channel and being able to monetize on YouTube and different things. But it warms my heart to really see that just a handful of people are really more energetic and serious about bossing up after this Boss Up Challenge. I feel really good about that. And that's more important than the likes, the shares, the subscriberships. That's what it's really all about. So I'm very happy with that. So those are the what I would call successful collaborations. Now, if you all know of any more that I'm unaware of, maybe some of you all have met. I remember a couple of weeks ago there were two people who realized they were interested in the same industry, and I saw them say to each other, we need to talk. And I hope that that did happen. You know, I hope that you did find someone on here that you were able to collaborate with or talk with. So the goal check-in, let's go over that. On day one, I told people, if you do the Boss Up Challenge and you do it correctly, or you do it adequately, there should be 10 things that you get from it. Okay, we're going to go over the 10 things because those things were goals. And we always do our goal check-in. So our goal check-in is really going to be the comprehensive kind of goal check-in where we see, out of these 10 things, did you get any of these 10 things out of the Boss Up Challenge? So the first thing that I told you would happen, I said I was 99% certain that at the end of the 30-day challenge, you will, one, be closer to being in business for yourself. So even if it's just one step closer, even if it's just you finally came up with the name for your business, you finally did your business plan, you finally took the time to think about your business every day, anything like that, to me, constitutes getting closer to being in business for yourself. And that's an easy goal. I think most of you all probably have gotten a little closer, right? Number two, you will own at least one share of stock in a publicly traded company. So there was an episode where we went over, I pretty much gave the goal for everyone to download one of the popular platforms to make sure that you can purchase a stock, whether it be like Robinhood, Ameritrade, Acorn, or any of the ones, any one that will do. But I wanted you to buy at least one share of stock. And if you did what you were supposed to, you will now own at least one share of stock in a publicly traded company. If you don't, that means you just didn't listen. You just didn't do it. All right. So number three, you will have built your self-esteem and self-efficacy by accomplishing goals and making it through the challenge. So if you're here with me right now and you know that you have gone hard at this thing, and you know that in 30 days there were at least 25 goals, if not 30 goals, there was like a goal almost every day or a homework assignment. Did you reach most of your goals? If you did it right, your self-esteem should be up a couple points. Your self-efficacy should be better. That's basically your ability to get things done. You should feel better about yourself, because even if you didn't reach all of your goals, you should have reached some of your goals, okay? Number four, you will develop resilience from bouncing back from failures. So if you didn't accomplish all of your goals, but you're still here today, it means that despite failing at some of your goals, you continue to power through and you're still here. You're here at the finish line, basically. And that's what I call resilience. Last night, I demonstrated it physically by saying, like, if this is you and you're very firm and centered, even if you like sway or someone pushes you or you have challenges, you like bounce back. You always like pop back up, basically. That's the resilience that I'm talking about. Number five, you would have improved your executive functioning skills. The executive functioning skills are all about, like, in the brain, the parts of the brain that are responsible for your ability to strategize, plan, get things done, to execute a plan. So executive functioning has a lot to do with just strategic thinking, critical thinking skills, and it's largely related to your frontal lobe. When you do things that help, when you do things like the Boss Up Challenge and you're working hard at something and you're constantly thinking about solutions and different things, that actually shapes your brain. It actually helps to shape your brain, and it definitely causes more connections between your brain cells. It strengthens certain pathways that maybe were otherwise, not as active. And so you definitely, by doing the Boss Up Challenge, it's almost like you went on you were like exercising for 30 days, but you were exercising your mind, right? And that causes your mind to get stronger. So if you did what you were supposed to do, who knows? I don't know how long it takes, but your hippocampus may be a little larger. You know what I mean? You might actually have like a change in your brain volume. You know, I don't know. I don't know if 30 days is enough, but who knows? If you did everything and you worked very hard, then you may have actually changed your brain. You know, it's possible. Number 6, you would have developed an understanding that the outcome is a process that isn't developed overnight. Hey, Terry. The outcome is a process that's not overnight. So if you did this challenge the way you were supposed to and you're here on day 30 of 30, you made it, right? That means that you understand, well, even though I'm here at 30 days and I worked hard every day towards my business, it wasn't easy. It wasn't just like that. It's not like, you know, it's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. There's no such thing as easy money, right? So if you did this Boss Up Challenge properly, you will have an understanding of that. You will have a better understanding of that. When that means that now moving forward, you won't be discouraged or as discouraged when you don't make that money as quickly as you thought, because some people don't have the perseverance or stick-to-itiveness when they don't get a reward quickly. This Boss Up Challenge really should have helped you to see that you might have less money than what you started with before the Boss Up Challenge, right? You might have less money, not more money. So I need you to understand that it's a process. It's not overnight. It's not anything quick. All right, number 7, you would have met at least one potential business partner in the group. If you did it the way you were supposed to, if you were tuned in, if you were engaged, if you were interactive, you should have at least identified one person that you felt was someone you could connect with to help further your business or collaborate and have a synergistic relationship with that person. If you did it how you were supposed to do it, you should have at least identified one person and reached out to at least one person, or one person reached out to you. And part of what I started with today is telling you some of those successful collaborations that have happened. And it's really great. So hopefully, I know that like Christina, Shawnita, Derek, Grace, LeShawn, Orisha, you know, I know they're feeling good about the connections they've made as a result of the Boss Up Challenge. And they did things, they put in the time, you know, so they reached that goal. Let's see. Number 8, you will have improved your household budget. If you did what you were supposed to do, you would have improved your household budget, because I taught you how to shop at the thrift store. I told you how to stop spending $7 a day on Starbucks coffee. I advised you to, you know, be more mindful of how you spend your money. We had a whole talk about this, and I talked about it sprinkled into other shows that we did. So if you listen to those things, you would have reviewed your budget, you would have looked at your last 2 months of bank statements, and you would have identified frivolous spending, and you would have eliminated some of your frivolous spending, right? So you should have accomplished that goal if you did the Boss Up Challenge correctly. Number 9, you will be more focused on business and less focused on foolishness. So if you did this thing correctly, every night at 9 o'clock, for the most part, because I did tune in for the most part every night at 9 o'clock. Some nights it was different times, but if you did tune in every day like you were supposed to, you would have at least had 20 minutes a day where you were engaged in a productive discussion about business. That time that you were focused on that was time that you were not focused on foolishness, right? Unless you're sitting here watching it and you're engaging in foolishness while you're watching it. But if you were doing it right, you were paying attention, you were listening, you were tuned in, you were interacting, you were commenting, you were reaching your goals. If all that was happening, you had less time to be involved in foolishness. Now, I didn't say you wouldn't be involved in any foolishness, because there's plenty of foolery to go around, right? But what I'm saying is you should have had less time for foolishness. And when you start to see what it's like when you're productive and busy, then you want to get more busy. because you see that you might even be happier even though you're busier and have less free time. If you're not using that time engaged in foolishness, you're probably happier. Okay? Even if you're busier. And number 10, you will be in the habit of putting effort towards your business and in a position to sustain after this challenge. So if you did this challenge the way you were supposed to, you would have been tuning in every day for at least 20 minutes to receive the message, right? If you did that, anything you do for 21 days, they say it becomes a habit. Well, here we are at day 30. And if you did it correctly, that means that every day you put aside some time to think about your business, to handle your business, to think about what you can do to further your business. That's, if you did it right, like I said, all 10 of those things should have happened for you. If it didn't happen for you, then I encourage you to consider trying it again, either on your own with the videos. They're free. You can access them through YouTube when I finish uploading all of them, and you can also access them on my Facebook page because those videos are public even though my profile is private. So you still have an opportunity to go back and start at day 1 and just go right on up through day 30. You can try it again and try to do it in a way where you know these are the goals, these are the objectives. You should be meeting these goals. And if you don't, then all I can say is there's probably something that you need to be doing differently or better if you don't reach these goals. All right, so that's the goal check-in, and I hope that each of you have thought about those 10 things and if that happened for you. And what I'd like to do is actually get some feedback from one of the most active people in the Boss Up Challenge that I'm aware of, and that's Derek Perrin. I'm going to try to bring him on the screen now. I hope I don't log out of here. Let's see. I'm going to add. I think I'm doing it right. Oh, there he is. Hey, how you doing?
All right.
All right, welcome. This is Derek. This is like one of the most committed people in the Boss Up Challenge. He has been here every single day, very committed. And so I actually asked him earlier today if he'd be willing to come on here and kind of just talk about what he's gotten out of the Boss Up Challenge, where his mindset was before the Boss Up Challenge and where it is now, and basically just to speak freely about his experience thus far. So go ahead, Derek. I'll let you talk.
Well, hi. I'm not good at this, but yeah. My experience with it is, of course, it kept me out of talking. I always wanted to get a partner for the people who are like business minded. I don't get that often. All I do is my son over there playing video games. You know, uh, the girls in the back, listening to music. That's all I get all night long. So that's one of the main things that I get from this Boss Up Challenge is to be around business like-minded people.
Okay, wait a minute, Derek. I don't know if it's just me, but I think like your sound is a little muffled.
Oh,
Your
uh,
I don't know if you I don't know if you have like your thumb maybe covering your speaker.
um, I have a case. Let me
I don't
see.
know if it's your internet connection. Arisha, can you hear? Is it just me on my end, or can you hear him clearly?
Can you hear me better?
Yeah, it's better. It just sounds like there's something in your background, possibly.
Okay, hold on. Maybe. Hold on. Let me
Like
tell
it's
my son.
interference or something. Yeah, you can't
Okay.
hear him clearly? Yeah.
Okay, let me tell my son to turn down. Hey, Derek. turn on the video game, boy.
Oh, you know what it might be too, if he's playing video games, if he's actually like playing live,
Yeah.
it might be hard for you to live stream what you're playing now too. I know I have that problem.
Yeah, our whole house, we don't have cable anymore, so
Yeah.
everything's
Everything's
on.
streaming. Okay, you
Yeah.
sound better now though. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, it was my case too. My case was covering the mic.
Oh yes, you sound much better. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Well, basically, the group has given me an opportunity to be around business-like-minded people. So, instead of me just watching him play video games all night and dealing with the girls and they're listening to music, want to ask crazy questions. I've enjoyed listening to business topics and discussing them and put me in the right mindset for the next day.
Okay.
Yeah. Before it was just like, okay, I go to bed, wake up, and be all over the place. You know, but it's giving me something to look forward to. You know, and like other than this group, I don't have anybody to talk to about business. Even though my mom does Mary Kay, I don't really talk to her about those type of business, that type of business.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's one of the best things that I enjoy.
Good. Well, I'm really happy to hear that. It's very interesting because I must not realize how blessed I am to actually have quite a few people in my circle that I can talk to about business. And so when you say that you have not had anyone to talk to, I realize there are other people out there that may be in that same situation.
Right.
And it feels really good to hear that there are people out there that can use this platform as a way to feed their brain and to be able to have that dialogue that they're craving.
Yes. Yeah. That has been a blessing. I mean, you think about it. The only business that I get outside of actually doing my business is looking at YouTube
Yeah.
and hearing how people are doing things that aren't applicable to what I'm actually trying to do. So
Right.
that's one of the things that I'm glad for this business group. I'm
Okay.
hoping I'm hoping to meet new people, and maybe we can have an outing or something, to talk more about new businesses. You know,
Yeah.
that's one of my goals too. Like you said, you gotta have your hand in more than just one business.
Yeah.
If one doesn't do well, then the other ones can either hold that up or
Right. Multiple streams of income.
right. So yeah, that's one of the main stuff I want to say.
Okay. What's one of the what's one of the most important things that you feel you learned?
Financing.
Financing, really?
Yeah, because I mean, like me, I did everything on my own. I didn't go out and try to do a business plan. I didn't. I just waited until tax time. Tax rich. I turned my tax rich into buying equipment. And that worked out for me. But if I ever come into a tight pickle and I need equipment now and stuff, I've gotten new avenues on ways to get capital to get new equipment and stuff. So I didn't even think about that before this group.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So is there anything else that you would like to share with the viewers?
Uh, I would say, just tell everybody to stay diligent into what you're trying to do because, at the end of the day, it's not about you. It's about your kids, their
Yeah.
kids. I mean, you got to start somewhere. The tree has to start somewhere. It can't. start up in the air. It has to start at the ground, and you're on the ground level. That's how all the the Rothschilds, the super rich got rich. Is way back in the day, they sold kelps and saved that money and invested into a bigger business.
Yep. That it does. You have to have it has to start somewhere. And if nobody takes any personal responsibility or makes a sacrifice,
Right.
then it'll be harder for our children. They'll always be starting at the ground level. They'll never have a higher springboard to jump from. They'll always
Right.
be at the ground level unless we start doing something different. We need to start setting up something that we can leave our children with so that they don't have to have as hard a time as we did.
Right.
Each generation should get better and better.
Yeah, and it's one of those things like you can't believe everything you see on TV. If things just don't happen, I think probably like 1% of people might have just got rich for no reason.
Yeah.
The other percentage had to work hard.
Yep.
And that's what I'm teaching my kids.
Good. Well, my heart is warm right now because my dad said even if it's just one person that got something from this, then I can feel good about myself. And so Derek is at least my one person. I'm sure there are more people, but I know Derek is at least my one that I can hang my hat on and say, wow, I didn't even know Derek had that kind of business mind. I feel really good about that. So thank you so much for giving me at least 600, you gave me what, 600 minutes, 10 hours at least of your time in the past 30 days.
Yep.
So thank you.
No, thank you. I mean, trust me. I think I got a lot out of just being around or just listening to the way people business and talk. Like if I went to like a business meeting tomorrow, I would feel a lot more confident than when I first started the 30 days.
Good.
I won't be talking about, hey, look at, talking about something random like the girls over there or,
Yeah.
that everybody else talks about, outside of the business world, so yeah, it opened my eyes up.
Yeah, the narrative is different when you're surrounded by people with the wealth consciousness. The conversation is just different. I'm not saying they don't ever have certain conversations, but you just notice the narrative is different when you're hanging around people that are bossed up, that are running their own businesses, that are they have financial freedom. It's just a different conversation.
Right. I can't wait until I quit my job.
Well, I quit mine at age 25, and I have not been employed since. So it can happen. It can work. And I had a 3-year-old. I had a lot of support, people that believed in me. So you can do it. You just have to have belief in yourself, and just and work hard and sacrifice.
Right. Right.
All right. Well, I'm not sure if there's anyone else that would like to be brought on, but I'm going to let Derek get off the whatever this is. I'm not sure how to do it. Maybe I push it. Let's see. I think I'm about to X you out, Derek.
That's fine.
Okay. So Derek is gone. Now let me see something. I want to see if I can get someone on here. Let's see. I don't know if she's willing to get on here or not, but why not? Let me see if she's willing to get on here. I don't think she's gonna get on. She
Oh
did.
no!
Hey, hey,
No!
yes. Hey, girl.
No!
Thank you for answering.
Yeah, you see, I'm eating my salad, but I'm almost finished. So,
Okay. Well, I brought you on here. Derek already did his portion, so I figured I would. There's still time. I figured bring you on, see what you have to say. This is my sister. She's also an entrepreneur. She's been self-employed for at least a decade, I think, at least. And I'll let her go ahead and talk about whatever she wants to talk about.
Oh. Derek said he was over by the fish tank. That's what that noise was. I
Oh,
knew I
okay.
recognized that from when we had that fish tank that was noisy. But anyway, well, I thought the challenge was nice and informative, and I was happy there was a lot of people that had an interest in it. And the Willie Lynch thing, I wonder how many people really knew about that, and if they know that that is one of the causes why um, we as a people, meaning like African Americans, have been struggling so much. It was programmed into us to struggle and be against each other so that we can't work together, so that we couldn't like get together to free ourselves and all that. That same crabs in the barrel
Hmm.
mentality that was perpetrated purposely for us is what is holding us back and in general, Um,
Yep.
and we need more like-minded people to collaborate with because it's hard when you're trying to do these things on your own and you don't have like
Yeah.
even just some simple things like I'm having trouble finding tutors, finding people to sell things like the jewelry that we make. I'm even having trouble finding someone to come in and fold clothes and like do stuff around the house. It's just really hard. It seems like a lot of people don't want to work. So finding people with like mind, with the wealth consciousness, even like finding a teenager that has a better consciousness than normal. That's the one that will come over. I had someone that will come and help me do things, but she moved, unfortunately. But it's just rare to find someone like that. So I think if with more education and training, we can get people to be more, I don't know, I guess more productive and
Yeah.
at least less ignorant about things. So I
Yep.
think it was good to have this type of information for free, especially because people charge for this type of stuff. So,
Yeah.
hmm,
Yep. That's true. It
yeah,
is definitely hard to find good people to do things. So
mm-hmm,
I feel like, that's why I'm going to continue forth with this mission and trying to grow the group and grow the channel. And maybe, I mean, you might only find one or two each time you do it. You might do another 30-day boss up challenge, maybe a couple of
mm-hmm,
months from now, and there might be one or two other people that you meet. So I just feel like we have to, instead of giving up, like you and
mm-hmm,
I have considered
yeah,
countless times because we feel like we just don't have enough of a labor force to drive
mm-hmm,
this thing. We're not going to give up. We're going to
mm-hmm,
keep finding ways to work smarter and
yeah,
not work as hard and
mm-hmm,
find like-minded people and
mm-hmm,
and really be open and receptive to relationships with like-minded people. We're not going to give up. We
mm-hmm,
know we are not the only people that think like this. They're out there,
yeah,
and we just haven't.
right,
Maybe perhaps we have not been surrounding ourselves with the right people, or there have
right,
been, we haven't been putting ourselves out enough to be in the right places to meet those type of people. So
yeah,
I'm going to remain encouraged, and
yeah,
we're working on things together, and I'm really excited about some of these prospects. So yeah, I think this was a good experience. I'll definitely do it again. And the one thing that I am going to do is, speaking of fish tank, remember I said I wanted to do a Shark Tank for the Hood,
yeah,
but I knew, but I knew that name. I knew I wasn't using that name, but that was just the way that I kind of spoke about it so that people would understand what I was referencing. A
uh-huh,
Shark Tank where you have someone, or you have people who are in business and who have means, and they're open and receptive to hearing people who are trying to get their business off the ground and
mm-hmm,
collaborating with them if it sounds like they have a good plan or a good idea. And so instead of going on Shark Tank, I would like to have something that's just simple, like a little more simple. You know, something
Mm-hmm.
just like this, the way you're on here, I'm live streaming and I have someone else live like you. I'll probably like invite guests basically to present their
Mm-hmm.
plan and to kind of do it similar to how it's done on Shark Tank, but of course have my own kind of setup with that. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be calling it either the Diamond Lab or the Diamond Factory. Not sure yet between those two though, but it's basically going to be about diamonds, naturally occurring diamonds are very rare. It takes a really long time and a very complicated process for them to develop. And then even when they do come out of the volcanoes, you have to actually find them and then you have to refine them to make them,
Yes.
cut them and shine them up. So that
Mm-hmm.
process is really, really difficult. But they actually now can make diamonds in a lab and they're still
Mm-hmm.
considered diamonds. They're still real diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not naturally occurring. And so my idea about the diamond lab is I'm saying that you don't have to be that unique or that special or that rare to be able to have a wealth consciousness and be financially free. And what
Right.
I want to do is bring people into the lab and create diamonds by
Right.
using things that are readily available. They even have things on YouTube where they talk about you can like make a diamond using like a piece of charcoal and peanut butter in a microwave. You know what I mean? And so I thought that was interesting, right? And so I'm
Yeah.
saying, okay, so I feel like my parallel to that is I'm going to show people that you can use the things that are right in your vicinity, things that are accessible to you, and you can
Mm-hmm.
put those things together to create a diamond,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so
That's
that's
right.
what it's going to be about. So I don't like Shark Tank because it has a negative connotation. A
Yeah.
shark is like something that is a
That's
predator.
predatory.
It's
Yeah.
predatory. I don't want
Yeah.
people to come to me with their ideas and then I'm just going to like gobble them up and take advantage of them. I actually
Mm-hmm.
want to collaborate in a fair manner to help that person try to reach their goals, but yet I do get something out of it and it be a mutually beneficial relationship. So that's what I'm going to try to work on. I don't know how long it'll take me to really come up with all the details and to actually do it, but just know that the 30-day boss up challenge is not the only thing you're going to hear from me. I'm going to be
Mm-hmm.
presenting other opportunities for people to collaborate and try to get investors and putting people together. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
continue to do that. It just won't be every day. So this. So like finally, after 30 days, and I actually did 37 days because I did 7 days before I did the Boss Up Challenge. So this is 37 days for me going live every day. And so I
Mm-hmm.
am looking forward to not having to go live every day because I do need to handle some of my own business. But it was a pleasure. It was definitely
Yeah.
a pleasure. And thank you for opening your home to me and letting me be here doing this.
Oh,
And
whatever. Girl,
yeah,
anytime.
I appreciate it. Sometimes you have to
Oh,
get away from your regular environment to be able to
yeah.
think clearly and be able to focus. And she has welcomed me into her home so that I can have that space to do that. So I appreciate it. But anyway, thank you for
Oh,
picking up.
oh, you're welcome. Bye.
All right. See
Good
you
job,
later.
everyone. Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye bye. All right, everybody. So it's not many people tuned in, and that's perfectly fine because my heart is just warm right now. But I still wanted to. Oh, hey. Oh, I definitely have to bring her on. I had Derek come on live. I had my sister come on live. Hey, I don't know if you're driving or not, but I would love to bring you on so that you can actually speak about if you've gotten anything out of the Boss Up Challenge. Let's see. I'm not sure if you're available, but I'll give it a shot and see what happens. Oh no, she must be driving. She like no. She probably sweaty, driving. Hi Tamara, how are you? So yeah, we're here. Let me know if you're able to come on. I'm gonna bring you on if you can talk. I want you to share with the viewers what you've gotten out of the Boss Up Challenge and anything else you'd like to share as far as your experience with this thing. Cause this is day 30. We made it. Hey, Russ, how are you? All right, let me try. Let me try to bring you on. Let's see. All right, I think something's happening. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, hey,
Hi.
hi. Welcome back, Dawn Premier.
Hello. Hi, everyone. I can tell you, gosh, like immediately, my takeaway, my biggest takeaway is really just to be consistent. That is the main thing that is the most powerful, because you being consistent every single day, that's what makes the difference for everybody. A lot of people get thrown off because they don't realize you don't have to do anything major every day, but just like a little action, just a little tiny step every day, it builds, it adds up. So if you can just stay consistent, right? Whatever it is you're working on as far as your business goes, just stay consistent. Do something small for it every day. Just do
Yep.
something small for it every day, and to just keep at it. It's like you're chipping away at a sculpture, and it doesn't happen overnight. I think it's really powerful when you tell stories, and you let us know that this what we see tonight, what we see today, this is a culmination of 10 plus years of a lot of hard work and labor. A lot of things don't pop until after year 7. You
Yep.
know, if you haven't made it to year 7 doing what you think you want to do, you haven't done anything yet. You don't even see results until after about 5, 6, 7 years. And even those results are small. You know, most people are
Yeah.
not popping until 10 plus years in. So, consistency, man, consistency is key with everything. So I just want you to know I'm proud of you,
Oh,
right?
thank you.
I'm
Thank
proud of you
you.
because I told you my biggest point right now is just consistency, and the consistency to go live 30 days straight. It really was like more like 40, because you were really going live. You went live a few days before you even started the challenge. Um,
Right.
and so that is very powerful, and that's what people need to see, because it's the consistency, and that's with anything. Like, y'all know, I don't know if most people know, I work in fitness, I work in health and wellness, and working with your mind, and even that requires consistency every day. Talking to
Yep.
yourself about who you want to be, and who you desire to be, and how you want to show up. That's a choice up here every day, how you want to show up. You have to choose. So what, the kids might be out of order. So what, the relationship might be a little bit rocky. So what, the home ain't in order the way you want it, but you had a goal, right? So show up
Yep.
for it every day. And you showed up for us every day. And I thank you for that, because that's motivation for me to show up every day in some way. So thank you. Thank you.
No
Thank you so
problem.
much.
My
In
pleasure.
fact,
My
I
pleasure.
didn't know you was gonna bring me on live. I am just getting in from my course at school, but I've been showering and
Oh,
stuff. So I have no makeup on. I'm not fabulous like my friend right now. I
no,
hope
you're beautiful. You
I
and my
hope I haven't
sister.
disappointed you. Let me go put my
No,
red
you and my
lipstick
sister
on.
good. Y'all know y'all beautiful.
So consistency, man. That's the little thing, you know. Even you were talking about the Willie Lynch letter last night. And the
Hmm.
reason that worked so powerful was that required consistency. They did the same thing every day, in and out. That little bit of mind control every day, in and out. They did that, and
Yep.
that's why it became powerful. Could you imagine if they would have just took off for a couple of days? It would have been all kinds of uprisings and everything.
Yep.
But they were consistent every day, and it's the same
Yep.
thing at work, same thing on your job. The way they have the system set up is consistent every day. So just think, What if you got consistent every day about what you wanted to do?
Ooh.
What would that look like? What would it look like if you were consistent in your business plan? What would it look like if you consistently did a meditation for about 10 minutes every morning to work on your mind? What would it look like if you really were consistent every day about drinking the water, you know, about not
Yep.
eating junk, about really cleansing your system inside and out so you can be powerful for your business? Imagine what that would look like. So consistency, man, consistency is key. Thank you so
It
much.
is. It really is. Well, thank you. You are very powerful. And anybody, y'all know how I say I'm not a life coach. Well, she's like a life coach.
Ah,
This so you really, before you can get to the business, remember I said get your mind right first, then get to the money. Well, you need to hit her up first and make sure you get this right. Make sure your health is right. So you got that stamina situation together, physical stamina, mental stamina. You need to hit up S Dawn Premier. Okay, you need to hit her up. She has, tell them your information.
I am S Dawn Premier on YouTube. I did start a YouTube channel. I did not do any videos in March because I was working on a project. I had some auditions and things that I was working on, and I just really needed to be focused on that. Sometimes you have to go there. We did discuss that in the 30-day challenge about, when you have so many projects you're working on, you have to pick one sometimes.
Yep.
And so some things you just got to put off for a second, not to say you're not going to do it anymore. But my YouTube channel is S Dawn Premier. That's S Dawn. And that's Premier, Premier, not with the E on the end. I'm talking about Premier as in first.
Right.
Okay. So, and there's a method to my madness. No.
Yes.
So it's S Dawn Premier. And basically what I'm talking about and the message I'm trying to send out to the world is a message of hope for yourself, a message of belief in yourself, and just a message of showing up for yourself and clearing out all the garbage and the baggage that is holding you back. Relationships, environments, the way that you think, the way that you just basically show up for yourself. That is the message that I want to send on my channel. And so Charity's going to help me. She's been assigned, she doesn't know, but she's going to help
Oh,
me.
sure.
Because what I learned from you is that I probably want to, I can keep my YouTube channel, but it's probably going to be more effective and more powerful with all my 8 million friends on Facebook to go live on Facebook and connect to
Yes.
YouTube and maybe upload. So thank you for that. I will implement
No
that
problem.
when I come back. And so I will start. I will bring you in onto I don't know if you all have liked the S Dawn Premiere. There is a Facebook page, but I need to get a group and go live on Facebook too. So I'll be
Yep.
doing that very, very soon, coming soon after I finish on my other projects and I get this school stuff out the way, because I got a number of things that I want to do and I'm just focused on those things. But S Dawn Premiere on YouTube. You can follow
Hit
on
her up.
Instagram as
Come
well.
on, right.
S Don Premier, yeah. S Don Premier on Instagram. S Don Premier, the page is on Facebook as well. I'll drop a link again in the comment section in a minute. But yeah, so really y'all get your mind right, especially, and not to leave anybody out, but my people. I can't help it. I because who I am, I want to help people who look like me. I do.
Yep.
Especially women. Especially women.
Yep.
Because some of the things you were talking about, especially in that Willie Lynch letter last night, I've been thinking about those different concepts and points all day today, and one of the things that comes up is how our men kind of look at us as women, right?
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, I have to say, I really don't think there would be as many low level, low thinking, dusty Black women if the men would step up for us. Unfortunately,
If they can show up.
if they showed up for us, y'all, I believe this. I believe that the dynamic would change. The only
Mm-hmm.
reason why we end up showing up, some of us, in our community, a little coming up short, and I'm talking about the African American Black women, is because we need the men to help lead us, because what happens is when we don't have that, we are out here lost trying to figure it out on our own. This is how we end up looking crazy, because we
Yep.
need you first. Bottom line is this: we can boss up all day, ladies, but we need that head too. We just do. We need men to lead. We need our men to lead. We need
Yep.
our men not to be afraid because we're trying to lead. We can't help it. If we're left out there and we have to learn to lead by trial and error, and now you look at us crazy like we dropping the ball. Well, honestly, we are the weaker sex. That's the way it was designed from the first place. We are. We need you to lead. The only reason why we ended up this way is because we don't have a leader. So it's
Willie
like a
Lynch.
catch-22. Like on one hand, see, now y'all gonna get me preaching.
Go ahead. Go ahead and speak your truth.
Oh God.
Yep, we need to heal from
Because
past
you want
trauma.
it two ways. You want it two ways. You want the women to come leveled up together. Y'all ask crazy questions sometimes, like what do we bring to the table, not understanding that we are the whole entire table because we push life out of our body. So
Ooh,
just by virtue of doing that, we don't really need to do anything else. Okay? We are the table. All
that's
right. So
sufficient.
let's start at A. But you know, that's another conversation for another day. My point is this: when we don't have a masculine head, we then have to show up for ourselves. And sometimes in that process, we fall so much and we look so beat up and bruised. And by the time we get to meeting someone, you
We a
all are
mess.
turned off by our insecurity. The men are turned off by our insecurities, turned off by our baggage, and then turned off when we're bossed up. Now, wait a minute, which do you want?
Right.
Do you want us to be feminine and soft and loving for you?
And
Or
beautiful.
do you want us to be bossed up and running to the bank and then looking at you like, nigga, what you bringing to the table?
Right.
Like, you
Yep.
can't, which one do you want? Because sometimes I feel like, yo, you want us to be a man and a woman at the same time. But my dude,
How that work?
how we do that? How
I
we
don't
do
think
that? So
I don't think you can.
hey, it's
But
tough.
remember what they said. The black woman, they conditioned us to be in a frozen psychological state of independence,
Independent. Yes.
right?
Yes.
And so you might wonder why, like, being independent sounds like a good thing, right? But it says you have, so their design was to have the woman in the front and the male in the back afraid. Remember?
Right.
The male in the
Right.
back afraid.
Right.
So I just think that, it is important to have that male leadership, because now we've gotten to a point where we're leading, and it's quite possible that maybe our job was meant to be something else, like bringing up the babies, or
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
possible that we were designed for something else. But right now there's been an adaptation. But remember, the expiration date is up. The Willie Lynch was designed, they said it would probably last about 300 years. And that would put us at the year 2012. Well, it's
Yeah.
2019.
We passed that. But the other thing too, that we still have to remember this, because the book also said it is a natural tendency for us to self-correct on our own
Self-correct.
up here.
Yep.
So when you're having those moments where you looking at something and you see a dynamic that don't feel or look right, that is your mind self-correcting, saying, it's not supposed to be like that. That's why you feel that way.
Right.
That's why those thoughts are coming up. Don't suppress it. Figure out how to fix it. You know what I mean? So I
Yep.
bring that up to say, by design, a woman is naturally going to be drawn to the man that leads. A woman will eventually, over time, as she wakes up, as she comes into knowledge, is going to naturally reject anybody who can't see her value and worth immediately off the break.
Mm-hmm.
And when she, because you can't help it, you have it's like the book says it. We all have a natural tendency to self-correct
Yep.
without even being told. It's like, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to be a slave. Wait a
Right.
minute. The Bible that I read also says in Jeremiah 29:11 that God knows the plans that he has for me. Plans not to harm me, but to give me hope and a future. He got big plans and arrangements for me. So if he has big plans and arrangements for me, how is it that any part of my life is dusty or low level? Now that doesn't make sense.
Right.
Why are my people subscribing to coming up the rough side of the mountain when we keep reading in the same book that our cup is supposed to overflow? In the same book, it says it. When we think about, taking these vows of poverty, for what? When it says it in the same book in Ecclesiastes 10:19, it says it right there. Money answereth all things. It's in the Bible. Check it out. In Old Testament, in the beginning. All right. When you talk about the dynamic between men and women, and I bring up the Bible a lot because he made a special reference in that book talking about the Bible for a reason, right?
Yep, he did. It was
On
Christmas
Christmas
Day.
Day. On Christmas Day. So any of my Christians out there, any of the theologians, any other people who want to be stuck in the Bible, go to the beginning. Adam was in the garden by himself working. Be clear. And when Eve came, Adam didn't say nothing about what you bringing to the table. He was already working. And even when they got ignorant in the garden and didn't want to follow directions and they came into their own knowledge, nobody told them to do that. In fact, they were encouraged not to. But even after that, Adam's job was, you got to get out of here and you're going to work. And by the sweat of your brow, you will eat. It says it in the Bible. Now, Eve, the only punishment she got was what? Pain in childbirth. So that tells me
The only look.
that's it. But I said
that was the punishment.
that was the punishment. But guess what? How hard was it for you to deliver your babies? This is why I say that when women realize that the fact that you can produce life and push life out of your body, you are already the whole entire table. When they realize that, the world would be a better place. That is the only thing that happened for women. And yes, we were supposed to respect our husbands after that. But nowhere in there did it say that women were supposed to be slaving and grinding and hustling and all that. That is why in the Willie Lynch letters, they had to create that dynamic. They had to build and design that dynamic because it was never supposed to be that way.
Yep.
Never supposed to be that way. So I love the fellas, but your job from day one was to work. It is what it is. Your job from day one was to till that ground and make sure everything was taken care of in the garden. Now, fast forward many, many thousands upon thousands of years after the Bible days, we have come a long way. But remember this, and I always bring up the Bible because we got so many people who are just, and I just be like this, stop using that Bible to stay stuck. That's not what it's for. Okay? All right, it's not designed for you to stay stuck, broke, busted, and disgusted. For the ladies, there is a Proverbs woman in the Bible. And when I tell you this woman was on her grind, Charity looked like her. When you read about the Proverbs woman, you will discover that this woman was a boss. She ran her businesses from her house. Nothing in that word said anything about her leaving her home. It says in the word, in the Proverbs woman, go read it in the Bible for those who don't believe me. She stayed up. Her lamp never went out because she was making sure everything was good for her family, her children in the house. Okay? She would make clothes. She would go out into her garden and she would create things and make things and sell things. She was a businesswoman and a wife and a mother, and she ran the whole operation from her house. It's in the Bible. It says it. Her husband was the one that sat at the gate. They said he was respected at the gate. Okay? So, so understand where your space and your place and your lane and your creativity comes from being a feminine woman who also has knowledge and skill with her hands, who knows how to use her brain to create, to make and manage income. It says it in the Bible. It says that the Proverbs woman, not only did she feed her family and take care of her husband, but she also fed her maid servants. So she had maids.
What? Oh,
Oh,
now I feel much better about myself.
she had maids. Let's be clear for all of our theologians and all of our Bible lovers who, especially the women, well, I want to be the Proverbs woman. Well, guess what? That lady worked hard. Everybody, that's your assignment now. Go read about the Proverbs woman and see everything she did from her house. Charity, you're doing everything from your house. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You
Thank
have
you.
fed and you continue to feed those who help you. So I am proud of you. You are on the track, the right track. All
Thank
right.
you.
So don't feel any other kind of way. You are doing it the right way. All right. So
Okay.
so you are
You sure
actually
about that?
using,
You sure
you
about
are
that?
using, listen, it's not supposed to be perfect. Let me tell you something. If you were supposed to be perfect, your name would be Jesus. It's Charity. You ain't supposed to be. So listen, Jesus already did all the extra for us. So we can just go ahead. And I'm not saying, to keep being ratchet. And if after you know better. But all I'm saying is you ain't got to do all that dying and all that no more, because it was already
Yeah.
done for us. That's why we celebrate Easter. Okay. That's the whole reason for the season. That's why this upcoming week and stuff is a big deal. We don't have to do all that. You don't have to be perfect. But what I'm saying is, if I'm going to read about the Proverbs woman, I would definitely look at a woman like you who tills her own ground, who plants her own seed, who takes care of her children and her family from her house. When the school calls, you are not far away. You don't have to figure out, oh my God, hey boss, can I leave the office and go sit in the traffic because I got to get to my baby? You know why? Because you're already sitting right there. How about
Yep.
that? Don't you love it? Isn't the flexibility beautiful? See,
It is.
that's the flip side of being the boss. But through the 30 days, you talk about, and some people may get discouraged because it is hard work. But the flip side, because I'm big on being a mom first. I am big on that. I know a lot of people can't tell because, I be out here twerking somewhere. But I actually do love being a mother. I love being a mother first. I love the flexibility of the work that I do. I'm not on millionaire status yet, but I love the flexibility of being able to do what I do because I get to show my children that I can be connected to you anytime, anywhere. I don't have to ask anybody to dismiss me.
Right. No leave request. No
No leave
leave
request.
request.
No, not at all. So I think it's powerful what you're doing. And I just say thank you over and over. And I brought up the Bible so much this evening because the Bible is one of the first things that is talked about in the Willie Lynch letter. It's talked about for a reason because they understood how to use the Bible in a way to get people to be subservient, to be of slave mentality. They took that word and said, hey, you're supposed to be good to your masters no matter how they treat you.
Mm.
Really?
Ride or die. Is that ride or die thing? Is that
That's
where that
that
came
ride or
from?
die. Okay. At what cost? So you got to stop and, you got to ask yourself because that's the first thing they reference on Christmas Day. Who was born on Christmas? Jesus. They were smart and creative and very consistent. And that's all you've been asking of us for 30 days is to be smart, creative, and consistent. 300 years is up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stop hitting
So
the snooze button. Thank you
I'm sorry
so
for
much.
my bad for taking over the broadcast.
No, no, no. You made my job easy. You made me, I mean, that was very powerful. I really hearing different perspectives. I like this actually. I kind of wish I had been doing this earlier in the Boss Up Challenge, but like I said, I'm not done, y'all. This is not the last y'all gonna see of me. Y'all just won't see me every single night, but I'm gonna be tuning in very frequently, and I like this right here. I like this dynamic. So hopefully we can start getting people to come in, and we're going to still be talking about business. Trying to boss up. That's what this is about. So please, keep on checking me out. I'll be going live. I'll try to at least go live at least twice a week, if not more. I definitely want to keep you guys posted on my progress with the things I'm working on. And like I said, we are looking for collaborators. We're looking for people. I'm like begging people to be a part of things. And it's like the main people who have been reaching out, I feel like, are a lot of the people who were around when they saw my first streak, when I went crazy and had all these crazy ideas. And I think they see 10 years later that maybe when I get on this streak, get on board, because I need the help. I need the manpower. We need to produce together. And it's like, let's believe in ourselves. Let's believe in each other. And let's go ahead and get this money. That's basically what I'm trying to do. So second time around, here we go. It's like, here's another opportunity to get on board at the ground level of something where we don't know if it's going to work out or not, but we're telling people, come on, leave your fears behind, put some time in, be creative, be consistent, work hard. That's what we're looking for. And we need people. So when I tell y'all the Diamond Lab or Diamond Factory, whatever I decide to call it, I need people to be on the show. I want to need people who are coming and presenting ideas and trying to convince me to invest in them. Why I should give them money, why I should work with them and help them build their businesses. And guess what? I'm not going to be Shark Tank because I'm not a shark. I'm not going to take advantage of you. So I'm going to help shape you into a diamond, right? That's what it's going to be about. Come to the Diamond Factory, get shaped, get cut like a diamond, be under that pressure, be under that heat, work at that speed. That's how you make diamonds. Like I said, they don't have to be naturally occurring diamonds. Diamonds are now made in labs. So come on, people. Let's boss up. All right. F Darn Premiere. I hope that please keep us posted. I'll bring you on here frequently if you're available, because you had like a lot of views when you were talking. You had the most views that I've had tonight when you were talking. So I think you have a powerful message and people need to hear from you. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Note to
All
self.
right.
And she's not asking me, you guys, just so you know.
No, that's like, I'm telling you. All right. Thank you.
Note to self,
Appreciate
I
you.
got it. I got it.
Okay.
I
All
got it.
right.
I'm here for it. Mwah.
Okay.
I love you. I'm so proud of you. Keep
Thank
doing you.
you. Thank
Yep.
you. Thank you. All right. Okay. Well, it's 10:22. So, does anyone have any questions? Would anybody else like to come live and talk about their experience with the Boss Up Challenge or business or whatever? I'm here for it. I'm a night owl, so and I don't punch a clock, so I'm not getting up early tomorrow. So if anybody wants to chime in, let me know. All right. So I think it's just down to the three of us. I finally found out how to see who's watching. You push this little button here and it shows you who's actually viewing. I wish I had known that a long time ago. So right now it's Shawnita, my sister, and Derek, and that's it. Yeah, every day is Friday. It sure is when you're bossed up. All right, so I just want to say congratulations for those of you that did the Boss Up Challenge. We're at day 30. Cannot believe 30 days. Y'all been putting up with me, listening to me. I appreciate it. I hope that you got the 10 things that I told you you would get. We went over it. Think about it. If you didn't, inbox me and let's figure out how to get this thing going. Let's figure out how to boss up people. I'm really proud of you guys that tried. Let's get it going. All right. Y'all have a good night.